Okay, well, it's time to review the Mac Miller new album that was released, I believe, through his family and to honor his death, and a lot of music he was releasing when he was alive, and it pretty much, going through circles. I really felt, his depression, his addiction or overcoming drugs, and it really didn't talk about maybe his relationship with Ariana Grande, but it was just about him just continuously swimming to that next state of peace in his life. And this I really kind of got from it. I mean, this is like a part two of swimming in a way. I mean, he did a lot of singing, some ad libs in here, but the album itself, it's decent. I'm not going to give this a huge bad rating because because of his death and everything. I admire Mac Miller. I've been following him since I was in high school. I mean, with kids and Donald Trump's song Outside, the Spins. He had I listened to movies with the sounds off. Good AM, Swimming. I mean, I even made music with Currency. So as I look at here, Circles, like the song called Complicated, I like that was a decent track, man, and it just really got me thinking about. I just kind of review just how we are in society, man, especially as a young man. It's many things that we have to go through, hurdles that we have to jump over in order to cross that finish line. But you have to keep your feet moving. And it can be a state of time that you want to just give up, when things are not going your way. If you have inability to pay your bills, or you don't have a place to stay, jobs not available, you feel less unfortunate, you feel inferior to other races of people. It can be your neighborhood, it could be a lack of opportunities, drug addictions, even though you do make it. But overall, even though we preach that in this world, they said money is power, but at the end of the day, it's not, because you got people who has money, as millionaires and billionaires, that want to commit suicide and hurt themselves in any kind of way because they still trying to fill the void. And I think this is what Mac Miller's legacy he wants to leave behind, is that just keep swimming. Whatever you're going through, it's gonna be all right. Yeah, I'm in this state of place in afterlife right now, and I'm trying to figure things out and just going through it. But he utilizing his music and his talents to get better, and just doing this whole documentary. I believe it was on his YouTube channel, Mac Miller. I think he had some documentary of each and every single song that he was creating in the studio. That's very inspiring. I even said this before, the amount of music that he makes, man. He has so much music. Even Ebro even said this a few years ago when I was interviewing him on Hot 97, that you have so much music, so much talent. Like he's such a huge influence that he can actually write a book about how to be a consistent musician, how to overcome boundaries as a musician, even if he just bogged down and had the great connections to overcome his drug addiction. I mean, he can really do a 360 turn and be like, you know what? I don't want the youth, I don't want artists, I don't want people just to do the same things I did. And so if you have a talented gift, use that. It's not as a scapegoat, but something as your therapy, as your medicine, instead of you taking physical oral medicine, if that makes sense. Because your body continuously deteriorates. And he can talk about the friends, and watch out, for people that you communicate with, people that you have relationships with at the end of the day, because they can be the ones that can turn against you. They can see something that they wish they had in themselves. And I'm not saying Mac Miller, everybody has a time in this world, but Mac Miller died real early. I just think he could have had a huge impact in that type of role, man, if he would have actually just had some people to be in this corner. And I think that's what it was. He's just like a seeking a cry for help. But I really want to say he did get some joy from performing in his studio. I mean, when him was just doing just tracks with Good News, I mean, with the piano, I love that at the end. I mean, the visuals was really good with True JTV. Songs like Hands Me Down was good. That's on Me. That's on Me, it was really touching. I remember riding around today, just listening to that, and just Hands on Me or That's on Me. And, it's things that he's going through, he'll say, you know, it's on me. Like I'm gonna take full responsibility of what I have done in my life. That I am the author of my life. All these drugs and everything, it's not. That's just a buffer in the universe. Like I got to keep moving. I got to keep going. I have to stay defined in my purpose. This album was a really good. If you were introducing, if you know introduced to Mac Miller, you might like this album. You know, it's very heartfelt. It's a lot of singing into it, so I have to kind of get used to it. I'm so used to him rapping. It's not like a hardcore hip hop album. I kind of want to consider this as more of a pop slash soul album, if that makes sense. I don't. You could put a little bit of R&B in it, but I mean, of course, you know, Mac Miller is really throwing some bars in there. But this is something I really feel like it wasn't nothing more of a. Just to appease people, is something just to share a message, excuse me, to the audience. And, you know, after going through this, I think he gave us like 12 tracks from Warner Records. It's okay, man. You know, his family trying to live out his legacy as much as possible. I believe they're doing a okay job, but his fans are always still going to be there. I mean, he had great concert appearances here when he was alive. It's nothing like Macadelic. You know, we're gonna really miss the mixtapes. We was talking about, you know, just goofing off and the drugs and everything, but it's something refreshing to actually listen to a new project by Mac Miller with him not expressing like just the enjoyment of doing drugs. Those who listen to Mac Miller, you know what I'm talking about. You listen to Faces mixtape. I believe that's a classic, but you know, talks about his hallucination with drugs and, you know, how he, you know, took all this Molly and all this stuff, man, and this weed, and that's just what he does. It's just part of his life. I mean, you're not going to really get nothing from this new album called Circles. I mean, it's just him. I feel like, yeah, you know, if me taking these drugs, it's just creating these different illusions in my life that I cannot get out of. And I'm just running around a circle trying to figure out my purpose, my main goal, my main initiative of why I'm here. And that's the message I believe Mac Miller was trying to portray here. This is, you can tell he worked really hard in the studio here with this. No, this is not trash. I'm going to give my rating out here. I'm going to give it like, you know, 7.5 out of 10. It's straight. You know, it's nothing. I won't say it's a classic. I mean, it's just something that to listen to pop in and out. I mean, you can listen to this for like a season and keep it moving type stuff, but it's not trash. It's decent. Some people, no offense to people, some people said this is like a classic. This is a very beautiful, inspirational album. I mean, yeah, because, you know, we haven't heard anything from Mac Miller, obviously, you know, because since he's gone, any type of new music, I still listen to his old music every now and then. But with something like this, it's newer and refreshing to start the year off for 2020 with people just suffering from a lot of, you know, depression, anxiety. I think this is something that can really kind of lift them up. They can listen. They feel like they can really connect to an artist. Like, you know what? I'm going to get through it. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep going. I'm in school and shit. Like, you know, things ain't going right so far. But, you know what? If Mac Miller say I can, you know, do certain things, I could turn my life around. You know, this is some people who kind of, you know, idolize different artists. I think this gives them encouragement. And I can see why, you know, like the not millennials, but the generation after us, they sit up here and like this album here and loving it, the Generation Z. So, I mean, it's decent, man. You're just gonna miss the fun music though with Blue Slide Park and everything. Like, it's just amazing to me how he transitioned, man. And, you know, it's just, when you're going through these addictions, no matter how successful you are, you still can have problems, man. You know, if it's not fixed, it doesn't mean that, you know, all your problems are going to go away. You're still a human being at the end of the day. Only thing you can do with your money is just send it and just tell the people, you know, your will, or they're going to take it. It's you can't take it into the grave with you. It's your soul and your spirit that's what really matters, and things that you do on this earth that's pleasing to God. But yeah, this was decent, man. This was decent. I say go ahead and check it, listen to it. I listened to it for a few times. It's not a long album at all. I believe it's like 49 minutes. Download it on Apple Music. And you guys tell me what you guys think on here on the Circles album. But 7.5 out of 10. I'll draw this too long, guys. I got another video coming up. But yeah, you guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Deuces.